Hello and welcome back to Off the Post. In today's episode, I'll be discussing how Leeds United beat their rivals to boost their survival chances to stay in the Premier League this season. But before that, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's very much appreciated, and it goes along with helping me build a small community on my channel. We've recently just hit 303 subscribers, and I just want to say a massive thank you for the recent support on our most recent episodes, all the likes and the comments on social media as well. Definitely going to notice, and yeah, just want to say a massive thank you for all the support, really. Now, let's get straight into the episode, shall we? Leeds United beat Manchester United 2-1 at Old Trafford on Monday evening, and one absolutely impressive result for them, beating their rivals, being able to almost go 6 points clear of Tottenham Hotspur in 18th at the moment. And you've got to think to yourself now, this is a massive win for Leeds United's season just because it's pretty much guaranteed surviving in the Premier League. I'm going to go as far to say that I honestly truly do believe that. Okay, that doesn't even make sense, but you know what I'm trying to say. Just because it's 6 points between them in 15th place and Tottenham Hotspur in 18th place. For me, with 6 games left to play, I don't think I can see the other teams below Leeds United sort of overtaking them in Nottingham Forest, in West Ham, in Tottenham. I don't think those three teams are going to overtake them. So I feel like Leeds United, they might as well just look upwards, up the table now, rather than below, and sort of struggle that way, if you like. Don't get me wrong, they're only 3 points ahead of Nottingham Forest in 16th, so there is still stuff to play for. They still need to get those good results over the board, and they do have some tricky fixtures in the likes of, I want to say, they've got Bournemouth coming up, they've got Spurs coming up, they've got you know a few fixtures where again you've got a few fixtures, a few teams where you got to think to yourself, maybe they probably could potentially lose those games. But overall, I think if they can get another, like, what I want to say, at least 6 or 9 points out of the next 6 games, I think it's going to be easy peasy for them. I think they'll survive in the Premier League. But if we just quickly talk about this game now against Manchester United, for me, from start to finish, Leeds United dominated this game. They were overrunning Manchester United in the midfield, in the attack, in the defence. Honestly, that was the main reason of this game. That's probably why it edged more towards Leeds United, because their running stats were outrageous compared to some of the other midfielders in for Manchester United. For me, it's the same old story when we talk about United, just because when you have a midfield of Casemiro, Ugarte, and Bruno Fernandes, we've seen it time and time again, it just doesn't work. We've seen it under Ruben Amorim, we've seen it under Michael Carrick now. You can't be playing Manuel Ugarte in that midfield. He just doesn't offer anything in abundance, does he? He doesn't offer anything at all. You know, he was getting out muscled, out strengthened, he was out battled, outworked. On the ball, he wasn't good enough. He was taking so many touches. When you think about Manchester United under Michael Carrick this season, just for like his, 4 or 5 games, how many games he's been here so far? It's tippy tappy football, but it's 1 or 2 touches. It's not dilly and dallying on the ball like Manuel Ugarte was doing throughout the whole game. Okay, I don't know why. Kobe Manu wasn't starting. Maybe he picked up an injury from the international camp. I'm not too sure. Maybe he was on the bench. Let me know in the comments down below. But I was just thinking to myself, I don't think he was on the bench because he didn't come on in the game either, did he? So it was a little bit unfortunate for Manchester United, and that's what they definitely do need. And they need somebody of his, similar attributes to maybe sort of come in when Kobe Manu's not fit, for example, because you can't be having Manuel Ugarte as your second option in there to sort of rotate with Kobe Manu. You need somebody who's a good runner in there, someone who's good at passing the ball, someone that's got an eye for a dribble as well, someone who can shoot, like all the things that Kobe Manu can do. All the things that Kobe Manu can do. You need someone as like a backup option almost to sort of come in when he's not there. But if we just talk about the first goal quickly, okay, it came from Noah Okafor in the 5th minute, okay. Lovely delivery from Jayden Bogle on that right hand side, and then obviously it was Dominic Calvin-Lewin and Lenny Yoro who was sort of battling for the ball. It ultimately, you're right, okay, comes off Lenny Yoro's head, okay, and then the ball literally lands straight towards the Swiss winger, okay, and he literally just smashed it first time straight past Lemons in goal. And for me, it was a little bit weak defending from the French centre back. he could be a little bit stronger in there. He did get out-muscled by the English forward, didn't he? Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So from that point of view, maybe you could say to yourself that the French centre back was off balance, and he couldn't work his feet out in time to sort of almost head the ball away properly. But it was poor defending from him, and he didn't have a great day at all, did he? Lenny Euro, like even for the second goal, it was quite poor as well. Like positionally, he wasn't really there. He was getting caught out quite a bit. So from that point of view, I don't know. Again, like there was no Harry Maguire in this game. So Manchester United were missing quite a few players. Harry Maguire, Kobe Mainu, Mbeumo, all these types of players. I'm thinking to myself, if they had those three main players fit, would this be a different story? Would this, result not happen? I'm not too sure. Maybe it would, because under Michael Carrick, those three players have been quite impressive, haven't they, so far? But yeah, then the second goal pretty much came, I want to say, like, what, 20 minutes after, almost, with, Noah Okafor again scoring a second goal of the game, okay? Now, this goal I can only describe as a bit of like a pinball action, okay? You know, all the Man United players and then Leeds players were sort of heading it back to each other in the Man United box, of course, and then it eventually lands to Noah Okafor outside the box, okay? And he just first time smashes it half volley straight into the bottom right hand side corner of the box, okay, of the net, and literally Lemons again couldn't get to the ball. So from that point of view, it was a fantastic goal. It was the best goal of the game, if you like, as well. Noah Okafor was so busy in this game. He's probably one of the best players that I've seen in this game at the moment. And for Leeds United, he's been very good at times this season. He can come up with a big goal, can't he, Noah Okafor, in certain games. Don't get me wrong as well. He's definitely hit and miss. He can go missing as well. There are games where he doesn't really do anything for like 5+ games, but then he does do something for like the next five. Like I've said about a few players this season, he's got purple patches, just like the other Leeds United wingers. Brennan Aronson. Like, don't get me wrong, he was all right in this game. He was there when Leeds United needed him, but he didn't really do that much. He kept up the ball quite well. He was rotating possession quite well, but he didn't really create any good chances of note, at least, anyways. For me, I think the star player of this game was probably the Japanese winger Tanaka. For me, he was so busy. He was so vital and essential in winning the ball back, in pressing those Man United defenders, midfielders, to get the ball back and start those Leeds United counter-attacks to potentially go on and score the goals, because there was even one or two chances where he won the ball back in there, like Manchester United box, okay, and he sort of ran into the box and almost ran around the goalkeeper Lemons, but he just couldn't get the final hurdle. If he could have made it 3-0 at that point, it would have been pretty much game over, wouldn't it? But it wasn't game over because Casemiro scored in the 69th minute from a corner. Of course, he loves scoring headers these days, doesn't he? Casemiro, that's got to be like what is sixth or seventh goal this season, mind the pun. And yeah, from that point of view, I didn't even mention the red card, because the red card happened before the goal, okay, with Lisandro Martinez pulling Calvin Lewin's hair. Honestly, for me, I don't know if it's a red card or not. Maybe it's just maybe like a yellow card. If it was like a double yellow, I could understand it. But I don't. Was it a little bit harsh? Maybe let me know in the comments down below if it was a little bit harsh. Don't get me wrong. With Martinez, we know he's reckless. We know he's aggressive. We know he doesn't have the right temperament sometimes, and he does like to get the cheeky elbow in there. He likes to be a little bit. He likes to try and get away with those sort of hurting the opposition attackers, if you like. But with VAR these days, you're definitely not going to get away with it. And that's exactly what happened. He got a red card because he pulled Dominic Calvert-Lewin's hair. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about that. But missing the next 3 games actually might be a blessing in disguise, because now you've got to get Harry Maguire back into the fold as soon as possible. And for me, he probably is their best defender when on form, at least, anyways. But let's end the video with some questions, okay? How do we feel about Leeds United winning this game? How does it affect the overall season, being 6 points in front of Tottenham Hotspur, okay? I think that is absolutely amazing. Are Leeds United safe after beating Manchester United? How do we feel about Manchester United with all their injuries losing this game? How do we feel about them not starting Kobe Mainu, Harry Maguire, and Mbeumo as well? what sort of went wrong for Manchester United in this game. But yeah, before that, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's very much appreciated, and it goes a long way with me build a small community on my channel. We've recently just hit 303 subscribers, and I just want to say a massive thank you for the recent support on our most recent episodes, all the likes and the comments on social media as well. Definitely is going to notice. And I just want to say a massive thank you for the overall support, really, because I love doing these videos, and I'm going to keep on doing them as long as possible. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.